Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. Had a little bit of trouble with the radio stream. I think I'm streaming now, but if one of you guys wouldn't mind hopping on and listening, I would appreciate that very much. Had a little glitch, but I think we're good. I want to let you know that we are over in the chat room. I'm posting my banner right now. But if you're listening live, it is the 22nd of November at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I also want to welcome you to the show. I'm also live streaming. You can find the live by heading over to Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic on YouTube or on Facebook. And you can watch rather than just listen on the radio app if you would rather. So you can connect lots of different ways. All right, just posted my banner in the chat room. So that is there, pinned to the top of the page. So if you want to chat with us, that's a great place to do it. However, I'm also keeping an eye on the live stream chat. So either way, wherever you post, I should be able to see it and carry along with you. No problem. So that's what's up. Oh gosh, I hope you guys are having a good week. Of course, it is Thanksgiving week here in the US if you celebrate. And if you don't, that's cool too. So, hey to Louise and Anne and Sid. Again, and Laurie. Oh, good. Laurie said I am streaming in both places. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, so there you have it. Oh my gosh. Well, my kids are here. All of my kids are here. And so it's been a little wild. It's great. It's a little chaotic. Yesterday we shopped up the Costco until you know, you know how that goes. And I will do readings later on in the show. You're welcome to put a request up now, but I probably won't get to it until the second half. But you're welcome to make a request. Yeah. Yeah, we hit Costco yesterday because you don't want to buy your Thanksgiving food at the very last minute, right? I already bought some stuff last week, but you know, uh if you're in charge of bringing something and you don't because you couldn't buy it because you waited till the last minute, then you suck. And so I didn't want to be that guy, right? Anyway, I think we're all set, so we shouldn't need to leave this house for 2 years after what we picked up over at Costco. Oh gosh. Hey Kev. Hey JR. Hey Maya. Anyway, yeah. But so three extra kids. Well, I call them kids, they're adults. And their two dogs. Yeah, it's wild up in here. It's good. We're having a lot of fun. Hey Renee and Rebecca and Tiffany and Denise. Yes, almost a new moon as well. It's kind of interesting energy this week. The daily dish today was all about uh creativity, that creative vibes are headed off the charts, which is kind of fun because these are things that I don't know about you guys, but for me, it comes instance. And so to feel like there's some awesome creative energy on the way, we could use it. Thank you, Louise. She's in England, but she's wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, ma'am. Uh, at any rate, I like the idea of creative energy flowing in right now. I think this is a great time for it. One thing that I've seen recently, particularly for empaths, is feeling really tired of the world in general. you know, tired of struggling, tired of people around them that can't regulate their own emotions, and so the empaths continually doing it for them, forgiving them, allowing shit. Empaths are sick of it. They're tired. They've had enough. And a lot of you guys are empaths, and I know that you can resonate with this too. So that's what I've been seeing. Now I think this creative energy coming in has got to be for them to have an escape from all of this chaos. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Louise said she is done. Yep, I hear you. 100%. Done. Sick of it. Had enough. Hello, Marina. Are Christy and I investigating the recent University of Idaho situation? Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's bad. We know kids who uh know some of the victims. Yeah, that is that's a really hard one. Idaho, we're getting hit really hard right now. We have a missing child case that he's been missing for about 16 months. He's disappeared at 5 years old. Pardon me, in Fruitland, Idaho. His name is Michael. Oh, good Lord. They call him Monkey, but his name is actually Michael Vaughn. And last week, there was a sudden revelation that one of the neighbors claimed that her husband had buried him in their backyard. And they've been digging up that backyard ever since. Like it's been many days of digging now. She's been arrested. She came to court. She is not mentally stable at all. In fact, in court, she kept insisting that her name is her husband's name. Like she's not with it. They ordered a competency hearing. She failed it. So she's now in the custody of the that was state health department and in a mental hospital trying to, find stability. And I have a really bad nagging feeling that maybe what she said wasn't true at all. Uh, what if she's hallucinating that? And they are now tearing up this yard. Fine, that's fine. A yard can be replaced, but putting his family through this, it's horrific. There's a lot there. But beside that, of course, there were the murders of former U of I students last Sunday as well, a little over a week now. So, yeah, there's a lot. Idaho feels very, very heavy right now with crime as well as just division, you know. And yeah, but at any rate, I know I feel like all the empaths are all we're like cashing it in. We've had enough. So I think that the creative energy that's flowing through is for you. That you have an opportunity here to step away from some of this other stuff, step away from anything in your life that's feeling a little too hard, at least for a little while, to escape that and do creative things. And we know that creativity has a million different faces. So do what feels right for you or learn something new. One of the coolest things about the internet is how freely people give of their knowledge and their abilities. I'm amazed. If you want to learn how to do something, Google it. Somebody has put out a tutorial. Some of them might suck, some of them are great, but I am amazed to find out or to see what people are learning and what they're willing to share about what they know how to do. It's everywhere. If there's a thing you're thinking you want to learn more about, I promise you, you can find something. So, my latest obsession. It isn't one yet, but it might be after Christmas if I get what I want. I, um, this is going to be a kind of a detailed explanation. I'm sorry. There's no better way for me to tell you this, but there probably is. But, this is my scattered empath brain. Ever since we bought our 3D printer, I have really wanted to print jewelry. That's been something I've been, wanting to do. And we have printed jewelry multiple times, but I don't, it's not out of the materials that are, the 3D printed materials, they're very light. They're just not quite right. Like you can print cool stuff, but it's not as jewelry-ish as I wanted it to be. So then I learned how to hydroplate and plate things in copper, but it's pretty iffy too and doesn't always work. And still, I'm not getting the look that I want. And I realized what I really, really want to do is I want to use it to truly make jewelry. So here's what you do. You buy this special resin that's got wax in it, and you print your jewelry. So say there's a ring you want to make. You would print that ring out of that stuff. So it's this waxy stuff. So you'd have your that's the mold basically. or that's the blank. So then you would put that in a small dish of plaster of Paris, encase it in it, and then when the plaster of Paris is hard, you drill a hole in it or you put a funnel in it and you put that whole little thing, your disc of that, into a tabletop jewelry kiln. That's what I'm asking for Christmas. And you bake it until you melt your wax stuff that's your blank and it rolls out the bottom. So now you have an actual mold. And then you have to also have a crucible that will melt your metals. And but I think we have that. Anyway, the anyhow, sorry, I know. I told you this would be detailed and weird. Uh then you pour your metal into the plaster of Paris mold and wait for that to set, of course, to cool. And then you pull it out of there and you use small tools to polish it. And Bob's your uncle? You got it. I know. Sorry. That was long and technical and dumb. But that's really what I want to do. That's my new obsession. So, and of course, I've watched a billion YouTubes and TikToks about this, read a bunch of articles, and I am convinced that I can do it, especially with Scott's help. So, this is my latest plan. That's what I want to do. So, we'll see because it's going to take some specialty equipment that I don't have that I will have to get. So, I mean, I can get it. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, those are things that I'm like really thinking about right now. That's where my creative brain is. So, I did want to share with you some pictures from our craft fair booth last weekend. So, I kind of had myself wigged out about the craft fair. And this is kind of dumb. Maybe it's dumb. I don't know. But, you know, the people that go to craft fairs like this, like they're hardcore, man. Scott and I craft for fun. And we go to fairs because we have to do something with all of this stuff, you know, because it can't all just go in totes in our house. But or can it? But you go to fairs like that and people are they're hardcore. Like they prepare all year long for these fairs and this is their income basically for the year. The way they do it, they'll go to every fair that they can get their hands on for, 10 weeks, and it's a huge deal to them. And I just wondered how we were going to come across. Not that I care so much about what other people think of me. I actually don't typically, but I still thought we were going to be so outmatched because we're hobbyist crafters. These guys are hardcore. Anyway, happy to say that I didn't really feel like that was the case. I felt like we fit in just fine. We had a really fun time. I do have a bunch of pictures I want to share with you, so I'm going to work on getting those into Facebook real quick here. It was good. It was good. Christy also set up a booth with her jewelry. I was so happy that she did that. So that was fun too. To she always comes and helps me, which is amazing. But I love to see her get to also, showcase some of her creative stuff and sell some things and make a little money too. That's always nice. Because, like Scott said, we have to sell some stuff to keep funding, you know, our incessant need to learn new things. But anyway, so I was glad for that as well. But because this was in our hometown, we also saw lots of people that we haven't seen forever. So that too was kind of fun. It was just all in all, it was great. But my favorite thing, we had these cute little candles that that I made them in Christmas china. I've been going to secondhand stores right and left and buying up all the cute little teacups and stuff I could find, and then pouring them into these really cool wax candles. They're a soy wax candle that have uh, the wood wick. Have you ever seen wooden wicks and candles? They're kind of a pain in the butt to get going, but once you do, they're really freaking cool and they crackle. They're neat. Anyway, Those little candles, I had some of them that were like 4 between 4 and $6. They weren't very big, but they're pretty, and I can't tell you how many moms are getting those for Christmas from their cute little boys. Because for some reason, that was the gift of the day for little guys to buy for their moms. But I had this one little guy that came up, and he this was like the 2nd or 3rd time he'd visited the booth and looked at this same thing. And it was like a little creamer, like a little tea set creamer that was in a Christmas design, and he wanted to buy it. It was $6, and he was when I told him it was $6, he was totally deflated. And I was like, "Oh," I said, how much money do you have?" Because he had money in his hand. I said, "How much money do you have?" And he said, "I have $4." And I was like, "Well, then today it's $4." So I wrapped it up and sold it to him, and he was so cute and so gracious. And I said, "Are you doing your Christmas shopping?" And he said, "Yeah, it's for my mom." He was like 8. He was so freaking cute. But I had several little boys buy those little candles for their moms, which I thought was cute as hell. But anyway, that would really touched my heart. What a cute little boy. Good job, mom. You're doing it right. So I'm going to show you a few pictures. So our booth, Scott actually built what do you call this? An awning, basically. He built a wood structure that went all the way around the booth so that we could hang things from it, but also so that it would, look cute. And it turned out good. We wrapped it in tinsel and lights and greenery, and it really turned out beautifully. He made these hanging snowflakes that were pretty popular that needed a place to hang. So that was kind of the thought of building the awning thing. And it turned out pretty awesome. So, of course, this is a picture of my sisters laughing in the background, pretty typical, right? I'll just show you a few more pictures of the booth here as we talk. And I did post them in the chat room as well. But anyway, all in all, I thought it was good. We have another one on December 2nd. So that's kind of fun too. Here's my here's the candles I was talking about. Anyway, so fun. Also, you gotta love these kids that are taking their little monies and going around and doing their Christmas shopping, and shopping for their moms. I really honor that. We need kids to learn how to be unselfish and how to care about other people's feelings and how to think about what somebody else would like or want. I think that gift giving is a skill. And I feel like as parents, we too often don't let our kids develop that skill because either we're not giving them financial means, to be able to purchase for other people, or we're just doing it for them because it's easier rather than teaching them how to think about someone and what they would like or what they would want and giving them opportunities to do those things. So that's kind of where my headspace was at with these little kids that were shopping for their mamas. I just thought that was pretty special. So anyway, that's our booth. That's how it went, in case you were wondering. And no, I did not feel like we just showed up with a pile of garbage and everybody else was better than us. I know. That's so dumb. But and I'm not like listen, I'm not jealous of other people's skills and gifts. I'm in awe of them entirely. But it's still fun to get to be able to do our own. Yeah. I'm not really putting it on Etsy because right now because Etsy is Etsy's fees have gotten to be so expensive. It's just crazy. So I've been kind of holding off. However, if you see anything that you're interested about in, just send me a message. I can sell you anything on Facebook Marketplace and just send it or off, Facebook Pay and or Venmo or whatever and sell it to you. It's no big deal at all. But yeah, I've been kind of holding off. Etsy's just I'm a little weird on them right now. Shipping is so expensive and their fees are so expensive that I'm feeling a little bit not worth it. Maybe I'll figure it out how to make it the best, but yeah, anyway. Oh, Louise has done yeah, making silver jewelry out of silver clay. Scott used to do that. I think it's pretty fun. His never turned out super good. I think he just needed More YouTube tutorials. Huh, probably. And thank you so much, Silly Ann, for that comment about our booth. It did turn out really well. I was proud of it. Yeah. Okay. It's just fun. I'm having more fun with the Christmas stuff than I thought I would, honestly. I haven't even decorated my house for Christmas in the last few years. And here we are, like pumping out all these Christmas decor, and I'm actually loving it and trying to decide what I'm going to, swipe from it to put up in my own house. But we'll see. My kids were like, "Does this mean you're going to put up a Christmas tree?" I mean, let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy, kids. Come on, man. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, let's take a look at Luminous. A few things in there I wanted to get to. All right. Just putting a link up in both chat rooms. Hi, Catherine. Yeah. Sid said those little boys are, excuse me, developing good taste early in life, honing in on those super cute candles, right? And buy them for their moms. That's important. I don't know how it is in other places, so I can't speak for everyone, but where I live, it has become a little too commonplace for moms to not expect anything. I have aunts whose husbands don't buy them anything for their birthdays or Christmas. Like, what? Am I wrong? I mean, to me, that is crazy. It used to make my mom so mad. Her aunt, who is a great aunt of mine, but they were raised more like sisters. Um, Her husband didn't do shit for her for holidays, and it used to really tick my mom off. And as a kid, I just kind of picked that up from my mom. I guess that's wrong. That's not okay. But I'm curious to know: is that common? Is that's not how it's supposed to be, right? I mean, it's not in my world, but is that more common than I think? It is around here. Unfortunately, I feel like in a lot of the LDS families that the mamas are just so overworked and overused up and taken for granted. I just can't fathom not them not you know, getting gifted for Christmas, for their birthdays, for Mother's Day. Like, what would make these husbands think that they don't have an obligation to take better care of their wives than that? It's not about stuff, right? It's not about stuff. It's about loving each other, taking good care of each other, right? Am I crazy? How were things in your home? I'm curious now that we're on the topic, but we'll move on to Luminous in the meantime. Okay, let me double check. I shared my screen. So, of course, Luminous is the magazine that I publish every week with help from my friends here in the 1 2 world and beyond. All right, so I called the magazine this week the Abundance Abounds edition, you know, due to it being Thanksgiving week and all. And one thing that I know for sure is that a great way to get more of what you want in your life is to have gratitude for what you have, to be thrilled with what you have, grateful for what you have, mindful of what you have. It's a good message to the universe that you would like more of the same. Also, frankly, it's a shitty way to live to constantly have to be striving for something better. I mean, strive for something better if that's what you want. It's not that I am saying that you can't push for more, right? I'm not saying that, of course, but it's okay to be happy with where you are. I My house is a good example for me. I've never I felt like I settled when I bought my house. Micah was a baby. This house was for sale across the street from my parents and my grandparents. The price was right. My grandparents helped us with the down payment. We would have had to have had that help. And I felt like we kind of settled. I really loved the yard, didn't love the house, but because we were right there with family, like a lot of things made sense. Now we've been in this house for 23 years, and I still sometimes go, rather than love what I have, right? Thrive with what I have. I have been quick to degrade my house. And when, people give me a compliment about my house, be like, oh, it's kind of, it's not what I would really want. But why? I raised all three of my kids here. Two of them were born not here, but, brought home from the hospital here. This is home for my kids. I've had how many of my pets here come and go and thrive and, have wonderful lives. Why can't I just love the house I have instead of acting like I have to not like it because maybe somebody else thinks that it's a little hovel, right? Like, why do we do that? Why do we do that? And yet I've had lots of opportunities to move and I never take them because I'm actually pretty happy to stay here. So why can't I just love what I have? Well, that's my decision, right? That's my decision to love what I have. And also to remember that not everybody gets to just buy a house. In fact, a lot of people don't. Not everybody lives in communities that have houses that are affordable or family that's willing to help you or whatever it is. My lack of gratitude has led me down a path of not letting myself be happy with what I have, right? So, but and then that's a small example, I know, but I think that it's a good call out for all of us to be a little more grateful for what we've got and more mindful of what we've got without always having to feel like you have to strive for more. What fat lady do you know that isn't constantly either trying to lose weight or assuring people that she wants to lose weight? Because it's not okay to be in a fat body, right? It's not okay to be in a fat body and be comfortable with it. Yeah, it is. It's 1,000% okay to be in a fat body and be okay with it. You don't have to be constantly trying to change yourself in order to be relevant. You don't have to be constantly trying to better yourself, quote unquote, to be okay. It's okay for you to go, yeah, I love every ounce of this body, every pound of it, every whatever of it. I'm okay here. But somehow we have been taught that that's not okay, right? Or every other thing about you, your clothing, your car, your whatever. Someone compliments your car, you're like, "Ah, thank you. It's great. I mean, I'd like to have something a little newer, but this is all right." Right? No, we've got to knock it off. It's okay to like what you have, whatever it is. I think I mean, it's societal, but maybe it's also a bit of a push from some commercialism, to make us feel like we never have enough, we never are enough. Because if we're enough, we're not buying more, right? If we're comfortable with what we have, we're not buying more. Interesting. Lillian said being close to family is a great reason to buy. Ask Raymond. That's a great comparison. All righty. In my musings, I just included a quote. It is not happy people who are thankful, it is thankful people who are happy. I love that. Okay. Lots going on. Bitch scopes this week. Kelly says new moon gifts, wear a dress with pockets. Well, okay. She said, oh, here's what she said. I think we all need to hear this. Hey, cats, kittens, bitches, and badasses. This week, I'm just thrilled to tell you that we get a nice deep breath. Just in time for the holidays, we get a sweet new moon, free of fuckery and negative influence, no eclipse, no major bullshit, just a good old optimistic manifesting magic new moon. Okay. Thank you, Cal. We need it. We're desperate for it. We'll take it. It's all we can do. Love it. We'll take it. All right. My tip this week, some tips on just gratitude. So journal your gratitude. That's a big one. I think when you just kind of start like evaluating your gratitude, you suddenly realize how much you have to be grateful for throughout the course of your life. And it's a good exercise to write things down. Make visual reminders, kind of like a vision board, but envisioning, what you have that you're grateful for, an altar to honor things that you're grateful for, things like that. Engage your senses, right? Touching, tasting, feeling, express yourself, of course, talking about gratitude, expressing gratitude to other people is huge. Watch yourself talk. You can be grateful for you. You should be. It's okay. Don't talk shit to yourself. And I mean it. Okay. Christy's energy exercise this week is a brief meditation on gratitude, which I thought was perfect. Perfect timing. Heart happenings from Ginger. She has brought us divine symbols which have been given to mankind. Oh, this is a quote from Max Heindel. Divine symbols which have been given to mankind from time to time speak to that forum of truth which is within our hearts and waken our consciousness to divine ideas entirely beyond words. And she used divine symbols to put together scopes this week for every sign. So thank you, Ginger, for that. Crime. There's all kinds of crime. I'll let you check that out. Yeah. Anita and the Masters. Anita brings us Archangel Uriel. I'll let you read her article about how to connect with him. This is how AI imagined Archangel Uriel. I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. And Jamie Dawn has a brand new video about New Moon Week. So that's everything in Luminous. So hopefully you find some gems in there that help get you through the week. So I'm curious to know on Thanksgiving, for those of us here in the US, are you celebrating? And if you are, yay or nay on Thanksgiving? A favorite holiday? Drudgery? Fun? What are your feels on Thanksgiving? As a kid, I did not like Thanksgiving. It felt like stress. And of course, looking back, I'm realizing that was the stress of probably my mom and my grandmas and stuff really you know, absorbing or putting out their stress over this you know over the holiday and stuff. My mom's mom too. Uh, she was mentally ill. She was never diagnosed. But I would imagine had she been, she would have been diagnosed as bipolar. But holidays were really hard for her. The chaos of them, the expectation of them, the social piece, like it was tough for her. And my mom was always like, come if you want to, no stress. Because she would bring the stress sometimes and be very challenging. And sometimes you'd be partway through an event, a meal, a celebration, whatever, and she'd just get in her car and go home. Wouldn't say shit to anybody, wouldn't do, nothing. She'd just be gone. And it took my mom a long time to not take that personally and to just recognize that when she felt like she was had had enough and felt like she was going to be unpleasant, sometimes she would just see herself to the door. And it was the right thing to do. But of course, for my mom who was working her ass off to put together a great Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, for her to just leave like that felt so hurtful and dismissive. Um, but she finally realized she was actually doing it to self preserve, well, her and everyone else, because when she had had enough, she could be extremely mean, unpleasant, unkind. So it makes sense. But at any rate, I feel like some of my like holiday stress energy certainly came from her. But um and Scott's mom. Scott's mom is such a ball of stress, was such a ball of stress when he was a kid around holidays that they couldn't even enjoy holidays. And our first probably 10 years of marriage, every Christmas, he would be so grouchy and difficult and just unhappy. And I couldn't understand it. And it finally occurred to me that this is all he knew of Christmas was everyone fighting, being angry, and that's all he knew. And it took me some time to understand that, but also help him to understand that maybe your energy about because Easter too, oh dear God. Easter. We're not even Christian. But we usually do something as a family for Easter. But when our kids were little, oh man, the way he did Easter was holy moly, not fun. Anyway, it took Scott a lot of years to deconstruct his upbringing and energy around holidays. And now that he has, it's so much better. But even getting close to the holidays, even now, a lot of times I'll say something like, we're not going to do ornery bullshit about the holidays. We're going to have fun. We're going to relax. We're going to let it be what it is. And so are you. And he'll kind of go, got it. Okay. Because old habits die hard. And that's in you. When you're raised like that, when you're raised with that kind of stress, it is trauma and it's in you. And it does take constant reminders. And I think deconstructing what you believe in order to get to a better place. Now, does Scott have to believe just like I do? No, not at all. I just, I was tired of him feeling like the holidays were the worst thing in the world. When the holidays were coming, he was angsty. He was worried. He was not fun. Because what I know of Scott is that actually he loves to make things, he loves to decorate, he loves to put up lights. We don't always do it. It depends on, how busy we are. But, he actually loves, and he loves to cook. But around the holidays, he had such a hard time getting himself there. So it is one of those things to me that if holidays feel like shit to you, it's my challenge for you that you think about why that is, where that energy is coming from, and how you can reframe some of that stress and find the things that you do like, right? There's a dish in my family that my grandparents would make on both sides called corn and oysters. Now, I've talked about this before, so you guys might be familiar with this stuff. It's horrifying. Unless you like oysters, maybe it's okay. But it's a layer of crushed saltines, and then a layer of canned corn, and a layer of oysters, and then all that stuff again in about 3 layers in a casserole dish. And then a bunch of half and half poured over the whole thing, lots of salt and pepper, and then they bake it for an hour. Maybe in like coastal towns? I mean, we're landlocked Idaho. I don't know where the hell this recipe came from, but apparently it's an old one that our family has made for a really long time. Well, I hate corn and oysters. And I don't make it. Um, Once my grandparents had died in our family, my dad was the only one that he ate it. My sister Kara would have a few bites in solidarity with dad. But but ew, it smells bad, it looks bad. My mom wouldn't make it. She'd make him make it because it grossed her out. However, that was a holiday dish for him that was important. So we'd make it. But once he passed, Kara kept making it every year. No one else will eat it. She would take like one little helping of it and then the whole rest of it would get thrown away. And yet she kept making it for years after dad died. And then finally, a few years ago, she said, I'm not making the corn and oysters. Everyone okay with that? And we all went, yeah, that's cool. Uh, but, but but to her, it was like that was what you were supposed to do. Like it was a part of the Thanksgiving and Christmas table, right? So you have to make it. Well, we didn't no one cared. It's not been missed because, yuck. But, we she kept doing it for years and throwing it away for years because that's what you were supposed to do, even though no one wanted it. She didn't even like it. She was just being nice. But, and that's a silly example, but truly, how often with the holidays do we continue on with traditions because that's how it's been done, even if you don't like it and it doesn't make you happy? So it's almost Thanksgiving, and then of course we'll have 4 weeks until Christmas. And so we have a lot going on, right? So this is why I bring this to you now. May we all consider the traditions that make us happy and the ones that don't, and make some changes where changes are due. Also, may we all make a few new traditions here and there, if really nothing about the holidays is bringing you any joy. These are my thoughts on that front. Okay. Lillian said she loves Thanksgiving, doing Friendsgiving this year. My fave was the first one I ever did in London, 1975. No internet. I had my mom mail her recipes to me. It was the best ever. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Terry said, I love Thanksgiving when all the kids and grandkids usually come. I love cooking everything, Thanksgiving food and family. Love that. Yeah. Let's see. Ellie said every holiday feels like stress, but trying to make the best of it. Yeah, I hear that, and it sucks. It shouldn't, but I know I get why it does. I do. I have to talk myself off the ledge constantly too. Okay, let's see. Tiffany said, I love Thanksgiving, but yes, often feels like stress due to family dynamics. Going to have to skip it or celebrate in December because I'm still testing positive for COVID. Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. Dang it. Laurie said, I loved Thanksgiving as a child. We had a huge family and we all came together at my mom's house, then in later years at my aunt's house. Now I will be spending this Thursday at home by myself due to my current estranged family situation. Plus, most of the family I grew up with and loved have passed. I'm sorry, love. Holidays are just not a time of year I look forward to anymore. Also, my business seems to slow down significantly, which makes things extra difficult. But I always turn to gratitude because I know I'm extremely blessed in so many ways. No, Laurie, love you, babe, and I'm sorry. I wish you lived closer. You would surely be welcome at my table. Uh, honestly, and I think I appreciate that comment a lot, Laurie, because I think it's something we all have to really remember that the holidays are not joyful for everybody. In fact, they aren't for a lot of people, and we need to be super mindful of that and just aware for sure. Okay, well, enough of that. I'm seeing several reading requests I wanted to get to. So let's see. Oh gosh, sorry, you guys. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to keep up with the chat. Okay, I think it was Anne, wasn't it? Anne. Anne, are you still with us? Y- I know that you had asked for a reading. Um, I wondered if you'd be a little bit more specific for me and let me know what you're thinking about, and I will gladly read for you. But I wasn't sure if you were still in the chat, and if you're not, I won't give up that time. So if you are still here and would like a reading, will you tell me what area you'd like some help with? Okay. All right. With that being said, here we go. Kev would like a message for whatever's being provided. Okay. All right. There's a message here for you about social anxiety, about being willing to honor what you need throughout the next week or two versus what maybe other people wanted for you. That you really just honor yourself and don't put yourself in positions that you are going to find yourself miserable in. It's okay to say no or no thank you, or also leave when you're ready or whatnot. But it feels like social anxiety to me that needs some attention and needs some honoring. Okay. JR, do you see me opening up a missing and murdered advocacy and investigation business? Be viable, sustainable, and successful for me. JR, I do with a partner. I feel like it's something that will call for partnering for you and that there is there is some energy behind that for you. That it will be about finding somebody that you can partner with that maybe has a different skill set so you can combine your skills together as well as your capital together to put something together. But so the answer is yes. Now it's just time to find somebody that you can partner with. And I feel like that would be somebody local to you. Let's see. Kylie would love messages from grandma and grandpa. Okay, grandpa came up faster. Kylie, he said he wants you to know how proud he is of you. He says he knows he's said it before, but he just can't say it enough. That even through a lot of life's challenges, he said you have managed to take care of yourself and he said stay sane. I think he's teasing you. He said, but as well as you just continue to be that kind, beautiful sweetheart that you always have been. So he wants you to know he's really proud of you and where you're at right now. So calling in grandma. So she's referencing back to Thanksgiving, just saying that she wants you to know that she'll miss you too. Yeah. They sure love you, babe. Keep talking to him. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Trying to there we go. Mary. Message from my friend Debbie Gonzalez, who just passed 2 days ago, if possible, or to know if Val's helping with her transition. I am so sorry, Mary. Let me tune in to all of that. Val Val put her hand up like this to you, Mary, and said, I'm all over this. Like, back up. Don't worry about it. I got it. Yes. Yeah, she's helping her. Along with Debbie had so much family too. So much family help. Not a lot from her yet. She's super busy, as you can imagine. But yes, Val's all over it, and we'll talk with Debbie soon, I'm sure. I'm so sorry for your loss, though. Okay. Oh, Anne. Okay. There you go, Anne. Is there a future together ahead for me and Mike, please? Oh, let's tune into it. Actually, yeah, and there is. It feels like a slow start, and I kind of feel like you've already had a slow start, but it does feel like a slow start, but that you can get there with him. Hmm. I feel like honestly, I like the energy around it, and I feel like there's a good possibility for you guys to keep building on what you have and just keep putting together something that's super solid. But again, it feels like there are some obstacles that are going to have to be worked with as you get to that point. But part of it for him is communication because he is not great and he's going to need to communicate better for you. Uh, but yes, there is a future. Uh, JR, you're welcome. Sid, would you please contact my dog Elliot, who passed on Thanksgiving 2020, and see what he's up to? I miss him so much, and I really feel like we had a unique soul contract. You sure did. What a sweetheart. An engagement, and yeah, but it's a ways down the road. It could be in 2023, but a ways into 2023. All right, let's talk to Elliot. He agrees, said, Elliot's going to be with you, whether he's in body or in spirit, all of this life. He's not going anywhere. I feel like he's just hanging out right now. He's really honoring the fact that you rescued the dog that you have now and that you've worked so hard with her because, she's had a lot of health issues and stuff, and you've been just incredibly doting and good to her, and he really honors that. He says watching you rescue dogs and give them a better life, like Patchouli, means a lot to him. He feels like it's kind of in his honor. But he's good. He's near you. He's a good boy. Such a good boy. Okay, I'm going to jump back to the other chat. I know I had some requests there. Okay, Rebecca said, okay, I have to repeat this first. You kill me. She said, I just ranted last night about how I hate this place, Earth, and I don't even know WTF I'm doing here. LOL, she said. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing with her. I get it. I get it, Rebecca. What the hell? Thank you for that. Oh, you're the best. Okay, she's also said, if you have a chance, I was wondering if you had any insight into the restaurant I'm working at. It feels like total chaos most of the time. It feels like it's a mess of backstabbing, ass kissing, and just negativity. Just wondering how to survive this job for now as best I can. Keep your vibe above it the best you can. Christy used to use an analogy of being like Superman just flying above like all of it, you know? And I feel like that's probably a good one for you. Just try to stay out of the fray because I feel like this is something that you really need that to stay above it, to not get sucked down into it. It's all there, right? It's all there. All of that stuff that you're seeing and feeling, it's there. You're not wrong. But if you can just stay up out of it and keep your vibe out of it, I feel like you'll be better than because that is sticky, yucky stuff that will pull you in. But you're not wrong. It's definitely happening. Tiffany, my friend Michelle in Arizona gave me permission to ask you if her doctors are on the right track to find out why she has extreme nausea or if she should guide them somewhere else. Their theory is that she has internal adhesions from a prior hysterectomy or gallbladder removal. She's trying to get a nuke med, gastric emptying scan. Any thoughts? Let's take a look. Poor Michelle, my God. I do feel like she's on the right track. I know she's having a hard time trusting her doctors because I feel like they have thrown a lot of spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick. But I actually do feel like they're on the right track and that they are going to figure it out. But I'm sure sorry she's going through this. Feels like everything is really hard for her right now. Okay. I wanted to be sure. Last week we missed doing a reading from Kathleen's books, and I didn't think about it until it was too late, and I was so mad. So we're doing that today. And thank you, Renee, for reminding me. This brain. My memory's been worse than ever lately. I don't know what. Well, whatever. It's fine. So this is, of course, getting a message from Kathleen from her book, We Are Here for You. So we're just going to ask, what do we need to know? And flip to a page. Ooh, we went deep to 77. Dana. I come before you today to speak of the joy of receiving. You are givers and caretakers, but now is the time to receive with joy and gratitude. Oh, Kathleen, how well you know us. You are all willing to go out of your way to assist others, and this is good, but you need to receive as well. You deserve all of the help you need, and all of the abundance of the universe is at your feet. waiting to manifest when you accept that you are deserving. Receive with joy and a song in your heart. Do not doubt that it is right for you to be on the receiving end of gifts and treasures. The universe is abundant and gifts await your request. Know that you are capable of creating everything you desire. I shall be your support. As the energies of spirit weave through and around you, know that I am here to help you. Accept that you are a deity in your own right. Sit with this thought. Feel how it is to be royal and powerful, even if only for a moment. The more you take the time to feel your own powerful royal self, the more you will accept this in your mind. I understand for most of you this can be a difficult concept to accept, as you have been taught that you are less than. Your religious training teaches you that you are born sinners, and I say this is a belief that has created many of the problems you face in your life today. What has been written and taught to you does include information about your ability to produce miracles, but that information is not the focus of the teachings. The focus of what you have been taught is that you are sinners and are unworthy. Throughout the history of the earth plane, there have been many who wish to control others, and some have chosen to do this through organizations that also teach about spirit. As we have observed in other realms, what you learn and what seems to take hold from these teachings is that you are unworthy. Think about what this does to you. I say, you are all miracles and you are all royalty. Now, this is the time to allow this to penetrate your heart. Your soul knows, but has been unable to overcome the years of teaching that you have enveloped into your being. Now is the time to acknowledge the greatness within you. You are needed now to lead by example. Call on me, and I will help you focus, even for short periods, on the glorious spirit within. I will help you receive with joy and tranquility all that you deserve. You can perform miracles now. Accept who you are in truth and happiness. Accept that you are more than worthy. You deserve everything the universe has to offer. And there you have it. Thank you, Kathleen, as always. And thanks you guys for being here. Have a wonderful week. Please know that I am a professional psychic advisor over at 12listen.com. That's number one, number two, listen.com. And you can find me there daily. I'll even be there on Thanksgiving. So if you need some help or some support, come talk to me. Also, if you go over there and I'm not there, just do a callback request or a scheduled call. I'll get to you, I promise. You guys are a part of my family, and I will make you a priority when you need me. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for being here, guys. This has been the Katie Weaver Show on 1 2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.